But first, we're working breaking news on the fatal dog mauling of a 14-year-old in Dighton. The Bristol County District Attorney's Office has completed its investigation into the death of Ryan Hazel and determined no criminal charges will be filed.
Hazel was attacked and killed last month by 5 dogs he was caring for. Eyewitness News reporter Eric Halperin joins us now live in studio with the breaking details. Eric?
Mike and Shannon, according to the DA's office, the cause of the deadly attack is not known and will likely never be known. This was the scene that night back in May at the Dighton property where Ryan Hazel was killed by a group of dogs he was caring for. Originally, investigators thought it was 4 dogs that mauled the 14-year-old to death, but we now know from the DA's office a 5th dog was also involved, 1 Dutch Shepherd and 4 Belgian Malinois. Those dogs were euthanized. There were several others found on the property, and according to the information released this afternoon, some have been put in foster homes, others are back with the owner. The investigation also found there is no foul play in this case, but that the owner of the dogs, Scott Dunmore, who was out of town when the attack happened, did not have the dogs properly licensed, but they were up to date on vaccinations. The DA says Ryan Hazel was experienced in caring for dogs, especially the 5 they say were involved in the attack. Back on May 9th, after his chores at the property were taking longer than usual, police say a neighbor went to check on him, found him, and tried to help save him with first responders, but it was too late. And as we've reported, the dog's owner, Scott Dunmore, has been cooperative throughout the entire investigation. The report also reads, there is no basis for criminal charges to issue in this case. This was sadly a terrible tragedy. Live in studio, I'm Eric Halperin, Eyewitness News.
At 6, developing news on a deadly dog mauling in Dighton. As we first reported at 5, the District Attorney's Office has released the findings of its investigation into the tragic death of 14-year-old Ryan Hazel.
And we now know the man who was training those dogs will not be charged. Eyewitness News reporter Eric Halperin read through the report, and he joins us now live in studio with more. Eric?
Mike and Shannon, the summary breaks the investigation down into about 3 pages of bullet points. One reads, the sequence of events and the cause of the attack is not known and will likely never be known. Those close to Ryan Hazel's family say he was a great kid. He was a student athlete and a freshman at Bristol Plymouth Regional Tech in the community health program. The parking lot at the church was packed for his funeral in May. He was attacked and killed by a group of dogs he was caring for on May 9th. About a month and a half later, the Bristol County District Attorney's investigation into his tragic death is complete. At first, the DA's office reported 4 dogs attacked the 14-year-old. It has since been determined a 5th dog was also involved. All of those dogs have been put down. According to the DA, several others found on the property have been put in foster homes, reunited with their owners, or have been given back to the property owner, Scott Dunmore. While it was found the dogs involved in the mauling were not properly licensed, the DA says they were up to date on vaccinations. Dunmore was out of town at the time of the deadly attack. Ryan had been taking care of the dogs and property for about a year. According to the DA, he was experienced in caring for the dogs, especially the 5 that killed him. The DA says Dunmore was cooperative throughout the investigation and wrote, there is no basis for criminal charges in this case. This was sadly a terrible tragedy. And investigators are confident it was only the 5 dogs involved in the attack because they say all of the others were locked up when it happened. I'm Eric Halperin, Eyewitness News.